Hello everyone and welcome to episode 21 of Enigmatica 2 Expert. So as I promised, in between the episodes I crafted everything that I was going to need in order to fight the Chaos Guardian, and I upgraded them to Draconic level. But now that we are still in the overworld, I thought we should work a little bit on the recipe of the creative tank, which is the goal for this episode if nothing goes wrong. I have the recipe here and I thought maybe we should go clockwise. So we have witch water, we have essence, we have sewage, we have UU matter, and now we need pahoho. Lava. We need molten clay and tritium. Okay, out of everything that we have to prepare, I think molten clay is the easiest one. You just put clay inside the smeltery and you get molten clay. That's awesome. Now it's time to make that lava from IC2, which apparently it's called Pahuihui and not Pahoho, although Pahoho sounds much more fun. It's just cooled down lava, so we have to put lava inside this heat exchanger, which I brought a tank. We are going to need to provide it with some heat conductors, and that will make us 5 millibuckets, because we need to get rid of that heat. And in order to get rid of that heat, I made a blast furnace, because this has an orange thing, this has an orange thing, and I'm guessing it should work. So if I put you here and give you some iron, will you accept heat? Yes. So you should be making it. Awesome. For tritium, instead of making like 4 fusion reactors from nuclear craft, we are going to just melt down boron ingots. That will give us boron 11 and boron 10. And then we are going to void you so that maybe you get transferred. Yes. So that gives us helium and tritium. That was fast. You have to use some neutron fluid, so we already got it from our reactors, so we are fine. You know guys, I just realized that there are 28 different types of buckets and tanks that go inside the recipe of a creative fluid tank, and if I have to spend 30 seconds explaining how to make each and every one of them, you have to watch me for 14 minutes explaining how to make fluids, which is not going to be fun. So I made them all, we go through them very fast. So the first thing that I needed to make was tree oil, and in order to do that we just have to put spruce wood inside the sawmill with a resin funnel, which will give us resin. Then that goes inside the fractionating steel and we get tree oil. And the next item that I needed was refined fuel, and in order to get that you just have to put some bitumen inside a magma crucible to get crude oil. It goes inside a fractionating steel, which gives you naphtha, and it goes inside another fractionating steel, which gives you refined fuel. I also have 4 magma crucibles and 4 fluid transposers in order to make, I don't know, pyrotium, cryotium, petrotium and aerotium. We also needed molten draconium, which I'm just using a melter and putting blocks of draconium inside. We also needed mutagen, so I have a mutagen producer, which you just put glowstone inside and you will get mutagen. And we also needed fruit juice, which is just a squeezer with some apples or any type of fruits that you have. And it's nighttime. Good morning. So, the most difficult part of the process was actually to make ethanol and biomass. So for that I'm using a squeezer, because you are going to need these wild berries in order to get the wild berry juice. And then I put it inside a fermenter in order to get biomass, but you need saplings as well as some bone meal, you know, the fertilizer from forestry, in order to make biomass. And if you put it inside the fractionating steel, you will get ethanol. The problem is that getting these guys is actually very difficult. Can you bone meal them? I hate my life. I really hate my life. I did not know that. The next thing that we're going to require is some empowered oil. So I just bone meal some canola, we put it inside a canola press, and that will give us the canola oil. Then if you put it inside the fractionating steel, you will get refined canola oil. And then if we place it here and get a crystallized canola seed, which I think it was like this. Yes. And drop it inside, we will get the crystallized oil. Yes, and now we need the empowered version, which I have it on auto crafting. So we drop the empowered one and we get the empowered oil. And that goes inside the tank. We only need 4 buckets, so yeah, that's the maximum automation that I was willing to do. The last item on the list is goat milk, and apparently I have to get it from these guys. They have to be happy and well fed. You are well fed, you are well fed. How would you be happy? Can I feed you more? Will you make babies? Flowers? No? Maybe a pink bed, some hearts. Are you in the mood? Some lubricant. And I won't watch. So according to the wiki, their favorite food is strings. So if I give you a string and give you a string, will you make babies? They're doing something. Oh, she's pregnant! Yes! That's awesome! Any second now, she's going to have a baby. Yes! Ready to milk. Awesome. Please give me milk. Goat milk, yes! I forgot to mention that I also made 4 tanks of primal mana. One of them is there, and a little bit of median because we needed that in the recipe. I have all 4, right? Yeah, good. So, with a portable tank of primal mana, the only thing that we're missing from this recipe is the chaotic core. By the way, I'm making 4 creative tanks, and one is here and one is here. The reason for that is that we are going to need this guy in making the creative gas tank as well. So, yeah. I thought we need a little bit more. Before we go and fight the Chaos Guardian, I want to convert some of our essence into liquid XP, because I need experience levels. There is an enchantment called Last Stand, and when the Chaos Guardian kills me, instead of me dying, it will allow me to use my experience. So we are going to need a lot of experience. I also don't have that enchantment, so we are going to have to find it. So I'll be enchanting some golden armor, I guess. I literally got it on the first one. Just realized that I made a forge for this purpose, and why am I just doing it in the open? So I even had lapis. I didn't know I do that. So I want Last Stand and I want Protection. I only have 1 copy of Last Stand, and I want to make additional copies using Bibliocraft. So we're going to use a typesetting table, and if we put the book here and shift right click, we will get this thing, which you can copy it 3 times. We just have to put you inside the printing press and add some ink here. So you will... oh, nope. So if I give you books, will you make copies? It was not a book and quill, it was just a normal book. So this should work, yes. So I have my armor and I have 4 flux capacitors, everything is fully upgraded, and I guess we can do the fight right now. Well, I have traveled 10,000 blocks, and that seems to be the Chaos Island. I'm still a little bit nervous. I do not understand what is the point of having the Infinity Armor after you fought the Chaos Guardian. Why would you need it after that? Anyway, let's do the fight. Finally, the Chaos Crystal. I have my dislocator on home, so we're just gonna break it and run. If my understanding is correct, we should be able to duplicate this using UU matter. I hope that's the case. Oh yes, we can scan it. That's nice. Now that we have the creative fluid tanks, we basically have unlimited resources, because whatever fluid we put inside there, we can extract it, cast it into ingots, and do whatever we want. The problem is that when I was playing with this in a creative world, because I know how thermal expansion fluid tanks work, but these ones I did not know, I realized you cannot empty the fluid. and you cannot change the fluid. For instance, this is primal mana. If I right click, it won't change. I tried using a gauge dropper, I even broke it and put it inside a crafting grid, which still did not work, and yeah. I thought we are going to need a creative tank for every single item. So there is a way, luckily. If we use a fluid transposer, put the tank inside and give it the bucket that we want, it will change it for us. In order to cast the molten stuff that we have, not the primal mana, but for instance Enderium, into ingots, we can use Tinker.io and a smeltery. But there is an item called an ingot former from Nuclear Craft, and it's pretty fast, so I don't know if I should use this or I should use Tinker.io. So this is the speed with 3 of them working at maximum speed, which is not that great. It seems that we can make chaos shards using UU matter, but it requires 6 buckets. We are producing a lot of UU matter, so that's not going to be a problem, but now that we have the creative fluid tank, why not use it? So you go there and we give you 1 bucket of UU matter and you should be UU matter. Awesome. I'll just fill in a drum, that's it. You know guys, this is almost 4 times the amount of UU matter that I have in reserve. And I just got it in 15 seconds. I love this thing. If you guys remember, one of the main reasons that we made these fusion reactors from Nuclear Craft was to get neutron fluid, because in this mod pack, in order to make neutronium ingots, we have 2 methods. One of them is to get a neutron collector, which gives us tiny piles of neutron, and after 3 billion years we will have a neutronium ingot. Or we can infuse a titanium iridium alloy with neutron fluid and just get the ingot. Of course, I knew that we are going to have a creative tank, so I gathered some neutron fluid and we just need the iridium titanium alloy, which I think I can just make it here, right? So you guys go in. Okay. So neutron fluid looks like water. In a drum, in the pipe it's different, but here it just looks like water. So I'm guessing the main question is that, do you work? It's so slow, it has a stack of speed upgrades. How do you work without them? Okay. How much power do you use? And now that we have neutronium ingots, we can move to the big stuff. Do awesome things. Well, I noticed that in order to make the creative gas tank, we actually have almost everything. The only thing that we need in addition to all the items that I have already prepared is rocket fuel. And for that we need 2 vats. One of them will make hooch, and I forgot how the hell do we make rocket fuel. So I'm guessing that's... okay, gunpowder and redstone. That's easy. Gunpowder, redstone. Are you making rocket fuel? Yes. The last item that we are going to need in order to make the creative gas tank is this creative gas tank frame. If you look at the recipe, it says 9 basic tanks, but if you go to the information, it tells you that they're not basic, they're ultimate gas tanks, and we need to fill them in with clean titanium slurry, iridium slurry, draconium, boron, mithril, DT fuel, ethylene, sulfuric acid, and hydrogen chloride. Luckily, we have a setup for this, so it is going to be relatively easy. I just have to modify this so that instead of crystals, we just get the slurry. Which one was it? So you make the clean one? If I'm correct, the only thing that we have to do in order to make the ore slurries is to disconnect our chemical crystallizer and add this guy. And then if we put the ores, it should work. Oh cool, we got some draconium slurry. I just need to get more ores because this system only works with ores. Can I also get some sulfuric acid in a gas tank? Not you. You? Oh yeah. Okay, I didn't know sulfuric acid is a gas. And we shall have a creative gas tank. Of course, also the second one for the creative vending upgrade. Why did we need a creative gas tank? Well, first of all, it's a quest, so we had to do that. But secondly, I have an idea, which might sound very stupid, but if it works, it's going to be awesome. So, last episode we made the creative power cell and I was slightly disappointed because I can get a maximum of 900,000 RF out of it. So I want to do something with Mekanism reactors. The problem is if you inject DT fuel directly inside the reactor, it will start burning all the fuel, and since you cannot keep up with making deuterium and tritium, well, the reactor basically shuts down. With the creative gas tank, we don't have that limitation, so we can have infinite DT fuel. And it's not going in for some reason. Ah, there you go. Infinite DT fuel. We just need reactors. And here, next to our astral sorcery area, I have prepared 4 reactors and a draconic energy core. So if we put these guys inside, the lasers should be charged. They're slightly smaller than the original one which we had, but I'm guessing it should be enough. So let me just fill them in and I'll be right back. Unfortunately, not all of the lasers are charged. This one seems to have enough charge. It's almost 1 billion and it should be enough. All of them are set to highest level of fuel injection, so let's give it a try. It's on, right? Yes! Okay, 5 million. Ignore the explosions, that's from our mob farm. Creepers are falling into pyrotium. So, 8 million. That is awesome. 10 million. It's going inside you, right? So this is 24 million and rising. Wow. Just wow. You know, I just realized we're getting 29.5 million RF and that's just from one reactor. I still haven't turned these guys on. With 4 reactors, I was expecting around 100 million RF, and that extra bit, that 16 million which you see here, is actually much more than we are producing right now. So I'm happy. I'm very happy. It's still climbing. In just a few minutes, we have 1 trillion RF. And also, it seems that my understanding was correct because it's not falling down. So if you manage to give it unlimited DT fuel, it will not turn off. I hope. I came to our Mekanism reactor area in order to get some DT fuel and I saw a mermaid. And she's singing. She's going to take us to the island of beautiful women. What the? No. I think we have been tricked. This is not the island of beautiful women, it's just the island of beautiful me. Hi, in our Project Ozone 3 server, which you can also join, and you can find more information on it on Discord, which there is a link in the description. And the fences are for me because I fell down 5 times when recording this. So yeah. The tooltips for Enigmatica tells me that an impulsion wand will make for a very interesting wither fight. So let's see how interesting it is. Well, it seems that it makes much more sense to do it above ground and see what happens. I think I just get hooked up to the guy. Or something. I should run away. Okay. That's it? Why would you do that? Alright guys, now that we have infinite gases, infinite fluids, and almost infinite RF, it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, that was a creeper. Bye bye.